Cheater. Cheater. That's right, it's another episode of the Boosted Films EVO build blog, even though this might transition a little bit from a build blog to just maybe a blog in general about what I'm doing with the EVO, since it's kind of built now. There's not as much that I'll be doing in each episode as far as working on the car itself. It's been really nice. Actually, these last couple weeks, I've been able to drive the car a lot, got to race the car quite a bit. It won spectator races again pretty handily, and that made some people mad. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then I also brought it to the drag strip and got over 10 passes on it and ran a 12 flat at 117. My best 60 foot was a high 1.7. So I'm pretty happy with that, considering I'm on the same tires that we used for the spectator races, the Dunlop DZ 102s. So yeah, according to the internet though, I am definitely a cheater and I should not be proud of anything I've done with this car apparently, especially when it comes to the spectator races, because, you know, all-wheel drive is just cheating, guys. Like, it doesn't matter if some of those cars had twice the horsepower as other cars there. They weren't cheaters, but we had all-wheel drive, so you know. The general consensus is, hey, we won handily, and honestly, I thought it would be closer than that. I didn't think, you know, that we would win by as much as we did. Again, I say we because Andy Smetagard was driving my EVO. He knows how to wheel the car better than I do, which is exactly why he's in the car, which is exactly why I think you need to give driver credit when it comes to doing stuff like this too. But it is wheel-to-wheel racing with an EVO, so I mean, not everyone's going to want to do that. I get it, you know, but it's open to anyone. Anyone could bring an EVO out there. And as a matter of fact, EVOs have gone out there before and they haven't won. According to everyone else, I guess we made it look way too easy and we're cheaters and we should have a class of our own, which I agree, fine. Then we should get an all-wheel drive class. Maybe people can step up their game and everyone gets faster. That's great. And I also want to say that it just really seemed like the internet was mad about this, not the other drivers. The other drivers there were really good sports. You know, they did not complain. They did not say we were cheating. They did not say we weren't supposed to be in that class. So just people on the internet like to overreact and then get jealous of other people's success, I guess. I mean, realistically, anyone wants to come and bring out their car. If you think your all-wheel drive 200 horsepower Subaru can win, bring it out. I mean, that's what it's all about, bringing it out and having fun with the car. So then a little bit of other racing that I talked about was taken to the drag strip. The car held up great on the drag strip. There was actually a 4-cylinder bracket race that I ended up competing in that I didn't even really plan to compete in, but I had a shot against some of the other cars there, so that actually went pretty well. I won 4 rounds and then made it to the final round against a different EVO. Unfortunately, during that final match against this other EVO, my throttle position sensor cable actually popped off, and that's entirely my fault. I didn't have a clip on there holding it in place. Unfortunately, you know, when you buy a roller and it just doesn't have everything that you would normally have, it didn't have the clips to hold some of these. It didn't have the metal clips, I guess, to hold the plastic piece in place. So I do have some of those on order. I don't want anything like that to happen to me again, where something just pops off. So I'll consider it a learning experience and go from there. And just a couple things I have done to the car since the last video blog. I did install some Rally Armor mud flaps, which obviously going out on the dirt, doing spectator racing, great to have those. Try to save the paint a little bit. Then I also bought a dash cam and installed that. I think dash cams are some of the cheapest insurance you can have. Basically, you install something that's constantly recording and it has probably at least the last 4 or 5 hours of your drive, and then if you get in an accident, you have proof of what happened. So a dash cam is definitely a good investment in my opinion. And you might be able to see behind me, I also picked up a Recaro racing seat for my daughter to sit in. I just wanted something that went well with the car, so I ordered that. And another thing I picked up is the White Line roll center kit with new ball joints and tie rod ends. I'm gonna wait to install that until after the last spectator race, just because it is rough out on that clay track. But I have no idea how old the suspension components in here are when it comes to like sway bar links, tie rod ends, stuff like that. So I wanted to get that at least picked up and ready to go. So hopefully I'll install that potentially before the next video blog comes out. I also found time to install the air conditioning components in the car, and I did film myself doing that, so expect a how-to video on that coming out soon. I haven't charged the system yet, and considering the fact that fall is coming up here in Wisconsin, I'm not in too much of a rush to actually get it working and functioning yet, but I just did want to install the components since I had them here. So that's about it for this episode of the EVO build blog, and maybe these blogs will get less frequent since the EVO build is kind of almost complete now. I have little tweaks here and there I want to do, and I'll definitely try to keep people updated, but if you want to see this morph into something different, let me know what kind of content you want to see, and I'll definitely see what I can do. But as always, I really appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate people reaching out to me. I will probably still do the sunglass giveaway, except I might just end up doing something on my Instagram account for that. Not really sure, but either way, I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. Installed some reality art, your own clip to clip it, keep up. I also, it's gonna be a good one.